Hello and welcome to another episode of Top Deck, the series where we take a look at some of the leading TCG deck lists. On today, we have Kian Blakey, who is bringing us a Block Dragon Turbo BA Rank 3 Monster Mash Madness deck. And don't go anywhere because we're just about to bring him on for the interview. But before we get into this, I just want to say thanks so much to everyone who's been supporting the channel recently. We've been doing extremely well, and I can't wait for what the new year is going to bring. Right, let's bring him on and discuss this deck. So should we just dive right in with this then?
Can do.
Okay, so you took this Burning Abyss, Block Dragon, just total monster mash deck to the, was it the Manchester WCQ, right?
Yep.
And went home with second place, only losing in the final round. I think that's right.
That is true. Against someone who's been on your channel.
Yeah. So Luke has just been on with the Striker Orcus deck, which is the only loss. And I mean, it's fair enough. The Striker Orcus deck is like absolutely incredible at the moment. The way that has evolved, and people are very getting very skilled with it. Whereas I think this kind of thing has only just sort of arrived on the scene. So it's a little bit newer, a little bit more exciting. And that does mean it takes a little bit of time to break into the format a bit more.
Do you know what's funny?
What's funny?
That was my fourth Sky Striker Orcus matchup on the day.
Really? Okay. And you won all the others, so I guess in general it must be an alright matchup then.
Yeah. He saved the impermanence at the right time, which the other players I played against didn't. Which really went in my favour for the other matchups.
Yeah. So let's get the sort of premise of this deck. This is like a pseudo FTK deck, right?
Somewhat, yes. So your end board is going for Fossil Diner and then protection for the Fossil Diner. So things like the Dingirsu, Block Dragon and Avromax are all solid shouts.
Yeah.
Having Dingirsu and Fossil Diner is good enough, but if you get Avromax and Block Dragon protects it from card effects, and Avromax means that's the only thing it can attack, so it can't be sure about.
Okay, yeah. So the ultimate protected Fossil Diner then.
Yes.
Nice. And did you find that when you were able to put up that protection, there was nothing that was able to out it on the day? I mean, I guess you have Kaiju, right? Oh, you can't even Kaiju because they have special summon. Yeah. Sphere mode?
If someone's making it.
Yeah.
Yes, sphere mode does hurt, but if you get sphere moded, you can't do much against that.
Yeah, I think you kind of accept that because you don't expect it to be sided very often, and it's certainly not in this one. Yeah.
I expect more like Lava Golem or Kaijus because most meta decks nowadays are only putting up 1 to 2 monsters.
Yeah.
Which is very strange.
Yeah, it's an interesting state of affairs.
There's me setting up 6 monsters, all saying protect the rock.
Yeah, basically. So you mentioned that you had 4 Striker Orcus matchups on this day then?
Yes.
So do you know what else you played against on the day?
So I got the round 1 bye.
Okay.
Round 2, Sky Striker Orcus, that's a 2-0.
Yeah.
Round 3 was Paleozoic Frogs, which was 2-1.
Yeah.
Round 4 was Sky Striker Orcus 2-0.
Yeah.
Round 5, Sky Striker Orcus 2-1.
Yeah.
Round 6, Salamangreat 2-1. And then the final round, Sky Striker Orcus 2-1 to them.
Yeah. I mean, that's like a super strong record, and as you say, you faced against so many Sky Striker Orcus in that day, and you still won the majority of those, and it just goes to show the power of this deck, relative to what currently exists.
Oh yeah, I had a really good hand round 5 against my opponent.
Yeah. And
a few people was watching the top table, and other people on the top table was just looking around while their opponents having the turn.
Yeah. That always happens.
I 100% go off.
Yeah.
So I started doing my combo. I've got Sayuja, draw 4, normal things. I make Nat Beast.
Yeah.
Then I make Beatrice. Then I make Dingirsu. I summon Block Dragon for a fourth time, and then
Yeah.
I use Sayuji effect special summon Fossil Diner.
Okay, yeah.
So 6 monsters, and all I hear as I put down a Fossil Diner just cheers from every corner of the room.
Yeah, it's mad.
It was a good day. It really was.
Yeah. I think it's, to be honest, it's relatively surprising that people haven't been going for this strategy before. I guess previously it's been semi-difficult to protect your Fossil Diner.
Yeah, it's a strange deck because in the format we're in right now, there's a lot of like graveyard hate because of Orcust and somewhat Thunder Dragon, and there's also Banish hate, which is Orcust and Thunder Dragon. So this deck doesn't sit in the best stead, but when it goes off, there's little to no outs.
Yeah.
The only out I'd say is just impermanence, which does hurt, but if they have impermanence, they're using it during your turn.
Yeah, exactly.
And
is there there's just no way of dealing with that, is there?
And most people see when you normal summon Mathematician, they're thinking the first thing, oh, it must be a sort of Orcust deck. So if I stop this, they have to have an extender.
Yeah.
But then they realize I have 20 extenders in deck.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's such a fun deck. I recommend anyone who loves Burning Abyss or just stupid combo decks just to play this. It's so much fun.
Well, so how hard is it to actually play through the combo? Is it fairly... Do you have to have one set of actions, or is it just any combination that gets you to your Fossil Diner plus protection?
This deck there's no set combos, it's just go with the flow and see what you can do.
Okay.
There's a few like 1 to 2 card combos which you can do, but they're not that strong. It's more your whole hand, see what it does, and see what happens, because it's like a mill deck. It is 90% RNG.
Yeah, fair enough. So with that, of course, you mentioned the deck has like 20 plus extenders in the main deck.
Yeah.
Does it become difficult then to take stuff out for siding, or do you think it's fine?
It does a little bit, but it doesn't hurt that much, because whenever I go against things like Orcust today, I'll take out like a Mathematician, the Lion, the Terratop package, the Fossil Diner if I'm going second, the Nessie, like just one bit here and there which doesn't just ruin my consistency, but also gives me enough to do my combo if I do, like, if they think that I'm going to be deciding to go second, they'll make me go first. So I can still end on a semi-decent board.
Okay. Yeah, that seems reasonable. I mean, it's the kind of deck where you have to do that, right? There's no set thing to take out. Just take out the weakest of the bunch.
When I was building this deck, I was really sad because for my whole time playing Burning Abyss, I always stuck to the guns of at least 2 Dante and at least 8 BAs in deck.
Yeah.
And I just cut that in half.
Yeah. I mean, there's basically no BA in this list. It's really Rock, Block Dragon, Turbo, right?
Yeah, it's 4 BAs in main deck, Dante and Beatrice in extra deck, and that's it.
Yeah. But that does give you that extra push, because I mean, you have so many ways to make rank 3s.
Oh yeah.
If you just have that one BA in hand, suddenly your Dante becomes a lot more powerful.
It does and it doesn't, because with this deck, your whole hand matters in a sense.
Okay. Yeah.
So, say if you open Mathematician and then Rhino Warrior, you normally summon Mathematician, and then later down in the combo, you'd either discard it off a danger, or you would second light it back, or just things like Agent Sabers to put it to the top left to mill it.
Yeah.
Things like that do come up a little bit, where you have to think through, okay, do I want to normal summon the Rhino and special summon the BA, or normal summon Mathematician?
Yeah.
And it's just little things like that which just make or break this deck, because your start doesn't matter too much, but if it gets hit and you got no extenders, which work with a monster you have on board, the deck falls apart.
Okay. So you mentioned obviously the deck has had some previous very different iterations in the past.
Yeah.
Have you got an idea of how it might change in the future, or are you pretty happy with how it is at the moment?
I feel that it's gonna stay like this for a foreseeable future until about March, and then I'm gonna see what I can do with needle fiber. Because
yeah.
it's funny enough, there's a lot of level 3 special summons which are tuners.
Yep. It's going to make things very interesting.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be fun. We love the Gen 3 here.
Just wombo on the combos.
Yeah. And recently I've been incorporating the Livioneer Dragon in the extra deck.
Yep.
Which is so funny when you mill the Fossil Diner and then you see that the sigh of relief from your opponent, then you banish it.
Just got it back anyway.
That happened with my round 6 Side-Mangrate opponent, where I milled Block Dragon. My mate was watching the match and he said that my opponent, there was like a wave of calmness coming around him saying, oh, now I can play.
Yeah.
Block Dragon, banish 3. Okay, Livioneer, special summon. Have fun.
You must have ruined so many people's day.
Fair enough. 5 out of my 7 rounds, I had amazing games. The sort of essence of the mentality of the players I was playing against was so good.
Okay.
Always laughing, always joking, playing the game because we love the game.
Yeah.
And actually, after most of my games, they said, I hope you win. Because this deck's stupid. It's from 2014. This deck shouldn't still be alive, but it is. And Dante will never die.
Yeah. Well, it's nice to see the creative spin on it, right? You get so much value and so much fun out of trying out the new variations on this deck.
At the end of the day, it's just extend the dot deck and just to see what you can make. I mean, I love decks all like this. Anything which is heavy combo based where you don't have a set combo, you just go off and see what happens.
Yeah, absolutely. So from this event and moving forward, have you got any shout outs that you want to give?
Yes. Shout outs to Aiden for providing me with the Appaloosa. It came in handy in about 6 out of my 7 matches. Shout out to my partner Ethan for supporting me through it all. Shout out to Maurice for giving me a place to stay for the night so I didn't have to travel early in the morning. Shout out to Dan for helping me get in the dangers. Shout out to my team Imperial Order. And shout outs to my local game store, IQ Games, best place in Huddersfield to go.
Cool. Thanks very much for coming on and for sharing your list. Congratulations on making a 2nd place top with this. Really, I gotta say, it's a pretty awesome deck.
Thank you.
And I really hope that post ban list you carry on doing some cool stuff with this into the new year. I can't wait to see what happens.
Cheers, man.
Thanks. Bye.